Hello and welcome back to my channel. First, I'm starting off with my NYX concealer in a jar, which I always use as a base, and this color is in Fair. I'm applying it all over my eyelid with my finger in an even manner. Next, I'm applying this Nicka K Highlight Crayon and Champagne as a second base to my eyelid. It's going to go underneath the shadow that I placed on my lower eyelid. As you can see here, I'm just placing a little bit on my finger and rubbing it just on the bottom part of my eyelid, not going to the crease. And these are similar to the NYX Jumbo pencils. This color is similar to the NYX Jumbo pencil in Mocha, Iced Mocha. So I'm applying that evenly to my eyelid, as you can see here. Now I'm using my 28 Neutral palette from Coastal Scents, which is my absolute favorite. I use this just about every day. I'm using this kind of champagne shade here, mixing it with another light shade and applying it just to my eyelid right over the highlight crayon. And this is going to make just a beautiful shimmery shade right on my eyelid. Make sure you apply this evenly and not too generously, because you do have the, well, now I'm using, because I do have the, I call it a fluffy brush, but really it's a blending brush. And I'm taking this brown shade here just to use as a transition color right above my crease. Now going back to a regular eyeshadow brush, I'm just blending the brown shade that I just applied with the shade that I applied, the champagne shade that I applied right before. Now using my In the Nude palette from Sephora, I'm going with this pewter kind of champagne, pewter kind of color, and going right over the eyeshadow that I applied to my eyelid. This is going to help give it that shimmery effect even more. I think there was a ladybug or something flying around if you see me looking around. Sometimes the shades from my Coastal Scents palette can be a little bit flat, so I applied that right over it. Now I'm going with some of those brown shades in the Nude palette. I'm just mixing those and applying that right over my transition color just to help make it more, I guess, glamorous, but just to add some shimmer and some glow to that. Now using my palette from Wet n Wild called Comfort Zone, I'm going to apply, if I can get it open, I'm going to apply this dark brown shade mixed with, it's like an iridescent bluish brown shade, and I'm going to apply that right in my crease. And this is going to help give my crease some depth, and I'm going to blend that out a little bit later, but it helps to create that smoky effect. And I'm applying that with a small eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. And I applied it from the outside of my crease right until about the middle. And now blending that out with my BH Cosmetics blending brush. And just make sure you blend that very well. Like I said in all of my videos, blending is the key. You want to make sure you blend the colors very well so they don't mix, but they transition really well. Now going back to this eyeshadow brush, I'm just defining the crease a little bit more. I did not add any color to it. I'm just going back with the color that remains on the brush and placing it in my crease area. And blend. Now I'm going back to my 28 neutral palette. I'm going to add this light shade here. It's like a light, like an off-white shade right under my brow bone. And this is going to serve as my highlight. And once again, you just blend that in with my favorite brush. As you see here, this is what we have so far, but it's not the finished look. Now I'm using a little bit of the NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk that I depotted. I'm using a clean finger and I'm going to apply that just on the inside of my eyelid. And make sure you don't apply too much because this jumbo pencil can go far, so a little bit goes a long way. And we're going to use this to create the bright effect right on the inside of the eyelid. And this look was inspired by one of my favorite YouTube gurus, Stephanie from Beauty by Lee, or Liquid Liner Lover on YouTube. She did a similar look with yellow on the inside, but I decided to add something a little bit different and used the turquoise. So here I am with my 120 palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to use, here we go. I'm going to use these two shades here. And I'm going in with what is actually a contouring brush from e.l.f., but I use it to work on the inside of my eyelid. And I'm applying that blue shade right on the inside, right over the NYX Jumbo Pencil. And as you can see here, it looks to be a little bit bold, but later on, don't worry about that. You're going to blend it out and make sure all the colors transition well. I call this look inside out because usually you do maybe a brighter color on the outside or in the middle, but I decided to put it on the inside this time. Kind of like an opposite effect. Don't be too afraid. So going back with this brown shade, I'm going to blend it out, using that color to blend the blue with the more neutral shades. And like I said, don't be too afraid to kind of work with it, because I did have to work with the colors a lot to make sure they blended well and it was wearable. So I'm going back to the shades that I used previously and just going back over them to make sure everything blends. But it's important to do the inside shade as one of the last steps because it's on top of the other colors that I had to use. So going back to my Sephora in the nude palette, and I'm just kind of mixing the brown shades at the bottom for my transition color, and I'm using these to blend all the colors together, to blend the blue with the smokiness in my crease. And if you need to, go back in the crease and work there with the eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. As you can see, I'm going back to those colors that I used in my crease to define it a bit more because it kind of got lost in all that blending. But nevertheless, you keep on blending, make sure it looks perfect. you want to add a bit of color to the lower lash line, you can use a light blue pencil such as this one in Aqua by Jordana. I decided not to use that, and I'm just going to go with my black Wet n Wild Mega Liner on the top and a pencil liner, this black pencil liner by Jordana on the bottom. I don't know why I always make this funny face whenever I line my waterline. Alright, so with my favorite liquid liner, I'm going to do winged eyeliner as always, my absolute favorite. And if you would like to see a tutorial on how I do my winged eyeliner, I will link it below. Now, if you like this look, you can stop here, but for the bold and daring, I'm going to add some glitter liner on top of the black liquid liner. And I'm using this glitter liner by NYX and Aqua Crystal. And I'm going to add it just to the inside of my eyelid, right where the blue is. And it doesn't really show up on the camera or in the pictures, but it looks really pretty in person. And you can kind of see it as it reflects with the light and everything, but it just, the camera didn't do it any justice. And I applied this right above the liquid liner that I applied earlier. And stay tuned for the final look. So here's the final eyeshadow look, and as you can see, the blue and the smoky effect, and as you can see, it's a lot more blended than it was when I started. So stay tuned for the final look. Here is the final look, including cheeks and lips. I use pink lipstick by NYX in the color Harmonica, and I use light pink blush. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye!